Hello there everybody, my name is Peepop and welcome to a new video on my channel. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Today's video is going to be very nerdy indeed. The premise basically is that everybody knows that people love medieval style in Minecraft. It's rampant, I do it all the time, it's kind of like my comfort building style. But what I've been noticing as well is that there aren't many Minecraft medieval builds that are historically accurate. We have like more of a fantasy medieval style, lots of exaggerations on the kind of fantasy side of medieval. And as opposed to people who use the Conquest mod, we don't really see many historically accurate builds at all. So I'm going to change that today. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be building a historically accurate Minecraft medieval village. I've been doing lots of research, been looking at I've actually been watching a load of documentaries as well. But what my idea is I'm going to be building a small medieval peasant hamlet kind of thing from like the 1400s to the 1600s. I'm going to be building like a farmstead village, which I think is interesting. I think it's going to be a pretty cool concept. Now, I don't usually ask this at the start of the video, but if you do enjoy it, do leave a like and maybe a subscribe. It really does help me. And we have recently, very recently, hit 200 YouTube subscribers, which may not seem like a lot, but it's fantastic. I really do appreciate all of the support. So, without further ado, let us go to Building Peepop, where we can start building this village. Take it away, Building Peepop. Why, thank you, Intro Peepop. How lovely of you. So here we're starting off with just some light terraforming using World Edit, using the smooth brush, the wand, and we're also finishing that river there on the left so it flows correctly. And now we are starting to plan out the build using some colored walls. I'm using some different colored walls for the different things that I'm planning. I'm using red wool for structures, using light blue wool for paths, and I'm using the dark blue wool to show where I'm going to be putting my fields, and we're going to have some wheat fields and some vegetable plants. It's going to be lovely. And also I'm using orange wool there to plan out the main build for the village, which is going to be a lovely church. So now that everything is starting to get smoothed out and everything planned, we can start on actually building. And we're going to be starting with the bridge for the entrance of our village. It's nothing too crazy, it's nothing too elaborate, just a nice little entrance bridge that I have made out of andesite, and I'm texturing with some cobblestone. Nothing too crazy. And now I am starting to build one of the houses for the village, which I'm going to be building out of stripped spruce, some mushroom stems, and I'm using hay bales and also sponge blocks for the roof, which is not something that I would usually use, but I think it actually looks very nice texturally, really stands out from the hay bales. And what I'm doing here is I'm building the village square, so you enter and you are greeted with a few houses and the kind of center of the village with a little well in the middle, even though there's a river there, but you know, working on the walls around it. And then we're going to be texturing the side of the houses. There's going to be a little pig pen and they all escape. And then we're going to be doing a lot of custom tree work. This was, if anything, a practice on custom trees, and I think they turned out very, very nicely. And there we are, texturing the path here with some coarse dirt and putting some grass down. Everything is looking lovely for a nice entrance to the village. And now here we are going to be working on the first few fields. And now I have this little field design with the path blocks in between, and we're growing a vegetable field. So we've got some carrots, and we've got some potatoes, and we got some beetroot there. Just the kind of standard vegetables that you would have in medieval times. And some more custom trees there as well, wrapping around the field and framing it quite lovely. And we're going to be doing the same for this little field in the center, which is where the Lord's vegetables are going to be. This is specifically for the Lord and Lady of the land. This is where their vegetables are going to be grown, right in the center of town. And here we are finishing the path around. This is going to be the green, the village green, which is where events like May Day and fairs will happen. And now it's all planned out and textured with the path as well. And now we're going to start on the larger buildings in the village that are going to be surrounding the green. There is just a small little residence house, but this building is going to be the town hall, which is where all of the meetings for the village will be held, all the events will be planned, and it's just kind of a place where the villagers can get together and chat. This diagonal house gave me a little bit of trouble, I'm not gonna lie, with all the hay bales, getting them in the right angles, but I think it looks nice in the end. There we go, texturing the roofs of the houses with that sponge. I don't know why I haven't done that before. For thatch roofing, it's kind of hard to do in vanilla Minecraft, but I think it looks really, really nice. I also added some yellow carpets on the top, so you don't have to see the red bands for all of the hay bales. It just kind of all looks lovely. And I finished the village green with some grass and some little custom trees. And now we're moving on to the wheat field, and I'm building a nice angled windmill to sit on top of the hill. And if I do say myself, it looks very lovely. There isn't anything inside of it. It's just there above the wheat field, which I'm currently building now. And then I'm also doing another wheat field on the side, because that was the main crop back in medieval times, wheat and barley. So we're going to be making big wheat fields there, surrounding it with cobblestone walls made of andesite, cobblestone, mossy cobblestone. And here I'm building the barn, which is kind of just where all of the wheat is going to be stored, finishing off the path that's leading into the village, and then another little resident house on the outskirts there. And of course, more custom trees. Beautiful. Now moving on to the last part, which is the church. Now, the churches in medieval villages is where all of the money went. So we're going to be getting rid of the mushroom stem builds, and we're going to be actually building this out of stone brick and polished andesite, just to show that this sticks out and is where all of the funds for the village go, because religion was very important. As you can see, I tried to do a bit of diorite accent, but it just didn't look very nice, so I went back to the polished andesite. And this smaller building on the side here is the rectory for where the priest lives, so it's obviously as well going to be a little bit nicer than the other peasant houses. And we're building a very big custom tree here, which I think looks very, very nice. And then walling around the church here, there's a little graveyard in the back, and then just bringing it all together. And now here is a few little clips of the interiors for some of the houses. Obviously, it's nothing too crazy. It's just some cooking area, a sleeping area, and some desks and such, just to kind of give an idea of how little these people had in their houses. And that is actually going to be the end of the build there. So let's go into some beauty shots and let's have a look at the village as a whole. So that is going to be the end of the video there. I really hope you enjoyed going through this build with me. I really am very proud of all of the buildings that we have made, and this whole area is so cohesive and it all looks like a genuine medieval village. I'm really happy with it. So if you enjoyed the video, do leave a like. If you want to see more, subscribe. If you want to see more content like this as well, do leave a comment saying that you enjoyed it and you want to see some more. There are so many builds that we could be doing in this kind of style, this kind of era. We could work on a lord's manor and like maybe even a castle, actual historically accurate castle would be absolutely great. But yes, this is going to be the end of the video here. As I said at the start, my name is Peeporp, and I shall see you in the next one. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.